It wasn't the face you were expecting, was it? Ha 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 ha. Hey guys, we are back. A preview, no, an overview of what just went down with Chelsea versus Tottenham. I see you lot laughing in the comments already. I haven't even started. Like, just chill out. I think we had a good game for the first 45 minutes, so chill out. Don't worry, Terry's coming. Everyone's coming. Like, just relax. You're going to see a bit on my face for a bit. But listen, let's talk about what happened today. Get your comments in. Get your super chats in. Make sure you press that like button as well. I'm not going to bring anyone in until you guys press that like button. So there's over 1,300 of you in the comments right now watching live. Press that like button. Otherwise, we ain't going nowhere. I ain't bringing no one on. My team just lost. I can stay here and talk shit for quite a long time. I promise you that. No, but honestly, what happened today? The second half of this match, I cannot believe my eyes. From an actual neutral perspective, yeah, I was thinking this match is kind of dry on Tottenham's behalf in the first half. So maybe Tottenham will come out in the second half, spice it up a little bit. Let's see how it goes. And that's exactly what happened. They came out in the second half. My dumbass wanted to play neutral, and they actually came out and did it. They actually did it. I'm very disappointed. I can't blame Lampard. I can only blame the boys. But thank you guys for pressing that like button. Keep pressing that like button. Speaking of neutral perspectives, we have my boss, the one and only Terry Flewers on the show, and Elite KJ. Guys, I'm going to start with you, Terry. Like, what do you think went wrong for Chelsea in the second half?
Wasteful. Callum Hudson-Odoi went through on goal when Eric Dyer had to leave to go to the toilet. And I mean, that bit was funny. And they panned to the camera, and I'm like, they're actually going to share him in the toilet here. Yeah, Hudson-Odoi, very wasteful. There was also a really good chance for Timo Werner. So you had 2 or 3 chances to put it to bed. And you just didn't do it tonight. And then Spurs brought on some of their better players, and they just took advantage, and the goal was scrappy. Your 2 centre-backs got sucked in together. Emerson was completely out of position, and it was a scrappy and almost very lucky goal for Tottenham. And then penalties are anybody's game. So, yeah, I think Chelsea were a little unlucky because you bossed them in the first half. Jose got away with one tonight. But there we go. Mason Mount as well with the penalties. Final penalty was absolute trash. No composure there at all from him at all.
Listen, I agree with you there. KJ, what about you? What are your views? Are you on the same lines with Terry? Did you just think that Chelsea just wasn't good enough? What was it for you?
Yeah, it was just, you guys, basically Spurs laid down for you guys for a good 60 minutes. It was like, yo, just put us out of our misery. And you guys didn't take your chances. And then I think, was it just before they scored, he had that Mason Mount through on goal with Werner, and he played it straight to the defender. It was just not good enough. And
I forgot about that one. Yeah, sorry.
Like Chelsea, you've got a good base for something here, but it's like you just need to mitigate all these individual errors, because a lot of your goals that you're conceding have been individual errors in the last few games. And as much as you got your questions about Frank Lampard as a fan base, he can't do nothing about those. So Emerson, I used to defend Emerson from Chelsea fans, saying it's not that bad. He could attack. That today was not. That was pitiful. You actually get in front of your man and you bottle it. That's just man, it's peak, man. And it's just one of those ones where, like, also before I finish what I'm saying, Chelsea fans, leave Mason Mount alone. Please do not go too far with the abuse. Just criticize his performance, yes. Don't say anything else. Let's just keep it to football, please. Because I already know that people are gonna come through.
Yeah.
But the thing is, right? Go on, Terry.
I was going to say, like, the one thing with Chelsea so far this season, and know there's time for it to gel. And he did look good in the first half, but I felt that was more Jose Mourinho's team not trying to attack, sitting behind the ball, letting you play. And I was sitting there watching. It was nice to actually watch a game without having to do anything but watch. And I just thought every other team Chelsea have played had put it on them, passed through them, created chances. I was almost frustrated that Tottenham weren't trying to do that. They were sitting back and allowing Chelsea to play. Second half, as soon as Tottenham came out, Lampard didn't know what to do to change it. He made the wrong substitutions, clearly. Couldn't get himself back in the game. And your players lack that clinical edge. And you will get better this season, there's no doubt. But I don't think it's been the start to the season that Chelsea fans expected or wanted.
Yeah, so Mansour Ahmed says 4 performances from Chelsea and it's been poor. I can't even lie. I agree. Just coming off what KJ said as well and what Terry said, it's basically the players. Like, really and truly, there's not much Lampard can do. Lampard can't come on and change the game for us. He's not a player manager, unfortunately. You know, there's only so much that he can do. But once they're on the pitch and we're seeing that their performance is just, it literally like went from 100 to 0. And that's not something you want to see as a Chelsea fan or even as a neutral, because in the first half, you're looking at the match, you're looking at Tottenham holding back for a whole 45 minutes and you're thinking, what is this? And in the second half, you're looking at Tottenham going for it and then Chelsea just doing nothing with the ball. Everything amounts to nothing. And it's just a bit of a letdown. And then we have obviously Mason Mount. Now, KJ says don't go too hard on him. But a lot of Chelsea fans already question the fact that he starts ahead of a couple of our players anyway. I'm gonna bring in Prime here. Welcome to the show, Prime.
Hi, everyone.
How are you feeling after the match? And do you think Mason Mount deserves the heat that he is due to get from his missed penalty?
That's on the match real quick. We had the chances, particularly in the first half, to kill the game off. We didn't. Spurs grew into it. I don't know what Jose did. Was it a tactical switch or just a great team talk? But Jose clearly changed something. Spurs came onto us. They got their goal and they deserved to win the game. But Mount, people should leave this guy alone. He's a young kid. Whether you think he deserves to play week in, week out or not, but he's a young kid playing week in, week out for one of the biggest clubs.
Yeah.
And all that pressure is not all that. This pressure and expectancy. You on one side you have the youth fanboys who are saying he's the next Frank Lampard, he's this and that, and on the other hand you have people who are vilifying him and hating him, and none of that is helping. Just let him play his game and let him develop over the next 2-3 years and see what happens.
But then it's like, can we really like put that on the fans? Can we really say that the fans can't be thinking that or shouldn't be vilifying him because of him missing a penalty, when really and truly the person who starts him every single game is Frank Lampard? Like go on, KJ.
No, you can criticize him. Like today, he wasn't good enough. And that's not what I'm trying to say. Like, don't say he's not good enough. He wasn't good enough. Criticize his game. Where I'm just worried that in this modern society of football, you got it with Tammy last season in the Super Cup. Another penalty, missed it, you lose. I already know what's gonna come from him missing, and that's not a good thing. I shouldn't be sitting there like, yo, he's gonna get hella abuse now. Like, that's not good. And that's all I'm saying. Criticize the football and football only.
Yeah, I think what perpetuates it is when you get social media makes everything worse in another way as well, because there's certain Chelsea channels and profiles who will, how do I say this in the right way? They will overprotect him tonight, and it'll be like, why aren't you guys criticizing him enough for what he does? So people like to apply their own sort of equilibrium and apply additional pressure and additional criticism, and that always turns into abuse out of anger. But he had a stinker tonight, but he was imperative in your team coming back in the game at the weekend, and I think some balance needs to be put on that. I would again, look at some things. Werner did very well to take his goal, but it was when he came in central. I thought he was almost effective wide again. And I get that you've got Pulisic and Ziyech to come back, but the sooner you can get quality on your wings, I thought Hudson-Odoi looked quite good today, to be fair, barring his miss. As soon as you add quality to your wings and you put Timo Werner in his proper position up front, I think we'll click a little bit better as a team.
But don't you think that Timo Werner, despite not being up front today, he still had quite a good game? So then it's like, if we put him as number 9, we put him up front, we put him to the left, and even though it doesn't look like it's clicking, it still seems like Timo Werner is the only one up front that's really trying to make something happen. This is only in my opinion. You guys might disagree. It will be very interesting. Like Prime, I would love to hear how you think about it, especially with our front three. But it just looked like Timo Werner was the only person today trying to really make things happen. And when things weren't falling for him, you could just see the frustration in his face. Like he just wasn't clicking with the other players. And it's like, I'm tired of saying that. Oh God, we have two monsters in the background. But yeah, I'm tired of saying that Timo Werner is not you know, he's not clicking. I'm just wanting to see answers now. Like, how is he going to click with this team? Who do we need to bring in for him to click with this team? He's played on the left. He's played number 9. He's played wing back. What does he need to click with this team? He has played wing back.
I think, right, people say that they don't know what Frank's style is or his identity. Then you can't, on the other side, criticize it and say he's not gelling and clicking with the team if you don't know what his system is. Werner, in the games you've played so far, he's looked brilliant. He seems to be one of the only outlets in terms of creativity, considering the fact that he's meant to be the striker at the end of those chances. The service to him has been poor. It has been really poor. Yeah, he scored today, brilliant goal. But other than that, how many real chances has he actually got in terms of quality service? None that I can really remember.
Yeah, fair. I'm gonna bring in another neutral perspective. Igal, what are you saying? Are you here to just glory hunt, or what? What are you here to do?
I'm just gonna keep it. I'm just gonna say it as it is.
What are you here for?
I'm just gonna say it as it is. Chelsea, you guys had that game to win. You kept you.
Thank you, Igal, for your time.
You had the game. You kept going. But eventually, it gets to a point where you think you're comfortable and they're never going to score. And then that's when you switch off and you concede a goal like that. And to let Tottenham advance Not a North London derby, but a London derby. Honestly, you guys should have won that game. As a Chelsea fan.
As a Chelsea fan, you need Wi-Fi.
You know them Arsenal Brit boys can't afford proper Wi-Fi, fam.
Yeah,
anyway,
Igal, come chat to my mum. She'll get you sorted.
I'm gonna add in a villain of the show. Let me get Monster. Monster, what was your opinion on today's game? Welcome back. It's nice to see your cameras actually on, Maji. Welcome back. Let's get your thoughts.
First of all, listen, the whole camera not being on the weekends, because I work on the weekends, so I can't have my camera on, innit? And it's true, or else I'll be live streaming the games, innit? But it was a draw, innit? And penalties, like, hold on. Wait. Penalties, yeah, it's 50-50. So people blaming Mendy, it's not his fault. Like, it's penalties, innit? Like, it can go either way, innit?
Mendy didn't dive the right way for any of the penalties, you know.
But it's not. That's penalties, though. Like, you can't blame.
I'm not blaming him. I'm just stating a fact because,
like, to me,
another guy. That you trying to defend Kepa there?
You know it is.
No. I'm just saying that he didn't dive the right way. I'm just saying he didn't dive the right way.
It's penalties, isn't it? So, but Emerson, whatever you was doing there for that goal, that Jesus, man, like. It boggles me, innit? Like, Chelsea's left backs are just horrible. The whole lot of them, except Chilwell, who we haven't seen yet, who was having a good game the whole time, innit? What else? Timo Werner, he got a good goal. It was a good goal, innit? But we keep saying this: play the man up front. Stop this whole left winger talk, innit? Play him up front.
You play him up front, and then who's in behind him? How? You play him up front. Who's in behind him? Who would you have behind him? Who has proven themselves to have behind, especially in a game like this?
What do you mean by behind him?
Behind him. You play him number 9. Who's playing behind him?
But where behind him? You talk about on
number
the wing
10,
or
who's playing number 10? Who's playing the wings?
Kai Havertz.
In a game like this, you're gonna play Kai Havertz again.
But Mason Mount seems to be playing every single game of the bloody season.
See, that is the controversial thing about Frank Lampard. We cannot understand why quality like Kai Havertz stays on the bench for today's game, but Mason Mount has played every single game of this season.
Single
it doesn't really make sense.
Literally,
every minute, yes.
Every minute. It's like, Jesus, mate. Are you never gonna drop this kid? Like, just give him a rest, like just a little rest.
You know, today he needs to, like, after today, he needs to be taken out the firing line. If Frank is like a good manager, I reckon he takes him out, gets the heat off him, and introduced him again in like a week or so, because right now it's not the best time for him to be playing football, especially when everyone thinks that he's his son or he's sleeping with his mom.
What's tired? What makes Spurs more tired than Chelsea? I'm like, what does that mean? Those weren't starters. Both teams used like a second string team. They had a couple starters in there.
Yeah.
you do realize this is your fault, though, isn't it? Like,
listen. I don't.
Great, one win this season, and every other game you've drawn or you've lost.
Terry, I don't care. I don't care. Let them bring it. Like, I'm not scared.
No. It's not you. It's not you. Chelsea fans, like Prime and Anita, are paying for your crimes.
But they don't. I speak for myself. I don't speak for them.
Yeah, but Kai,
I speak for myself.
Monster. We know that, but everyone else doesn't. We're all at fault.
You lot are gonna have to hold it.
I ain't holding nothing. Chelsea fans, Monster does not speak for all the Chelsea fans on this channel.
I speak for myself.
However, he might
like DT, bro.
No DT allowed. He's not allowed. If you can't come here when Arsenal are holding it, don't come here when Chelsea.
I'm not even hearing that.
Last night, 5 minutes before we ended the stream, I didn't check my WhatsApp. He was gonna come on. He was like, I told you you're calling him out, and he's like, send me the link. I checked after we finished. I was like, damn.
Listen,
go on.
If you're watching, yeah, Monster's ready for you, innit? Just jump on, fam. We're ready for it. Kai, lovely to see your face. You're already going in. All right, going.
Listen.
No swearing.
Listen, right.
Going.
No swearing. Terry, you know me, man. I don't swear.
Big screen. So
let's start with a beautiful analogy. Lampard for me is that girl you fell in love with, right? Then you and her for some reason broke up, right? After 4 years, you come back and you start dating each other. She makes you breakfast. She makes you lunch. She always makes you your coffee. And then you instantly found out she switched all your milk to soy milk. That's what Lampard is for me, man. He just ruins my life, man. I used to love this man. And now it's just this sudden changes in teams, man. Why does Mount has to play every game? Why? I don't I'm going quick. Why? He's obviously tired. He's obviously like why? Can someone answer me? Why? Why?
Soy milk, you know.
Where did you get that analogy from, bro? Like,
why? Samuel, I know what you're gonna say, and I'm gonna hold it in it. Continue in it. I'm listening.
So we're bringing on Samuel here to get another neutral perspective. I know Sam's got bare laughs right now. Sam, what are you saying?
Hey, listen, pray for Chelsea, innit? Come on, like. What can I say? Like, I genuinely thought that Chelsea would win this game because when I looked at both teams, I was thinking that Chelsea do have the stronger team. But now I actually didn't watch the full game. I left it at 80 minutes because I just thought Chelsea would win. But then I see I think it was Lamela that scored. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, so and then I'm just thinking, like, throughout the whole match, Chelsea's bench is not as good as I thought it would be. Because at the beginning of the season, the way Chelsea fans were speaking, like, I fell into the assumption that Chelsea's squad is going to be one of the best in England, might rival Man City's because of the amount of players that you brought in. But now looking at it, thinking Chelsea's bench ain't that good as I thought it would be, to be honest. And listen, Chelsea fans, stop getting onto Mount. Listen, it's not his fault. It's Frank Lampard. Get onto Frank Lampard, not Mount.
No, Sam, we're not getting onto Mount.
I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about the general consensus on Mount.
Yeah.
Guys, don't get onto Mount. It's not his fault. Get onto Frank Lampard. That manager, as we've been telling Chelsea fans for a very long time, is inept. He doesn't know what he's doing. That's all I've got to say.
Thank you for your time. Anyway, don't tell me dissing my manager like that. Like, what's wrong? What's wrong with this guy?
But Anita, he kind of has a point whereby.
Listen, Monster, we don't say that. At this time, it's still that Chelsea show. Yeah.
True.
We don't say them things. Just because there's rivals here, it don't mean we got to conform to them, innit? Listen,
keep talking, Monster.
I'm not the boss tonight, so it ain't on me. I'm just sitting back.
Also, I want to know why.
Don't worry, Anita. I'm on to you as well.
Listen, I didn't say nothing, innit? No, but honestly, I think a lot of us do agree with Sam where we say that it's not really Mount's fault. Like, it's genuinely Lampard's fault because who's the one that's playing him week in, week out? The guy's tired, fam. KJ, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was like, because we spoke about Chelsea quite a bit, I just want to talk about Spurs. Even though they won the game, that still wasn't good enough in that first half. The way that they just rolled over and just allowed you guys to take possession is one of those ones where like Jose does this, where he has these games where he allows all this pressure on, and he's fortunate enough that teams don't punish him more, and then he will go and get that sneak 1-1 or that sneak equalizer or the sneak winner, and obviously they've just won on pens. And I just think, for me personally, there's such talent in that Spurs team that there could be more coming from that squad. I feel like I saw Barguan playing up front today, and he just looked lost. You got talented players like Son, Kane, and yes, they show up, but how long is this style of play sustainable for these players? I do not know. But fair play to them. They got the win, won on penalties. But I just don't think the way they're playing is sustainable.
The win doesn't matter.
What you say?
The win doesn't matter.
Well, I think it does in the sense of, are you going to keep winning? And if it wins them a Carabao Cup, I think Tottenham fans would argue the Jose experiment has been a success. But remember what they were talking about 2 years ago. What they were building for was to win Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues. The little cups weren't important. So I think it does. But tonight, if Chelsea were just if Chelsea were 2 or 3 months further down the line, and I've got faith in Frank Lampard, I do think he's a very good manager. I'll banter away when you don't win. But if you were 2 or 3 months down the line, a bit more gelled, some more of your players back fit, you're beating that Spurs team tonight that I thought were rank average, in my opinion. Rank average.
Listen, it seems like the problem is... It looks like the problem is, so what Blue FT216 says, that we invite pressure onto ourselves, and that's exactly what happened in the second half. It's like we stopped pressuring Tottenham, and they started pressuring us, and once we started losing the ball, we lost our entire composure. And is that something that we can fix, like from Frank Lampard, or is it kind of like the mentality of the players? Like, how are we seeing that? In fact, I want to hear from Aaron, actually, from a neutral perspective, because I know Chelsea fans might be a bit biased on this. So I just want to hear what you want to say.
Sorry, say that again.
So us inviting pressure onto ourselves that second half, is that a mentality thing from the Chelsea players, or is it something that you believe is up top from Lampard?
I think it's a bit of both, to be honest. I feel like, I always say this, but I feel like Lampard just doesn't know his best 11. Like, he keeps changing it sometimes, and then certain players, he keeps overplaying them. I'm surprised Mount just keeps playing week in, week out. Every single competition.
Thank you. I keep saying this.
You're going to burn, like, the kid's going to get injured. Do you know what I'm saying?
He did this last season.
I feel so sorry for him. I feel so sorry.
Last season, Mount played every game, every single game.
Bro,
and then now, listen to this. Now, this season, I'm thinking, we bought Havertz. He's going to replace Mount. Yet, it doesn't matter. You can have Havertz. In fact, Lampard could bring in Messi. He will play Mount and bloody right back or something. That's how much he loves the kid.
He would play him as a goalkeeper if he can't find a place for him, man. He'll find a place for him. I'm telling you.
And the thing is,
that's not what you call. That's what you call that's what you call spiritual bondage.
I think do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Yeah. Do you know what it is? I think Lampard sees himself in Mount. That's what I think it is. I think he sees himself in Mount. That's probably why.
But the thing is, what surprises me the most is that he plays him week in, week out, but he plays him everywhere. Left wing, right wing, number 10. I'm like, what are you doing? What's going on? And do you know what? I kind of recognize the situation in Solskjaer with Rashford. Last season, the season before, when he first came in, Rashford played every single game. Like, there were games where I was just sat there with my mates and I was looking at Rashford, and my guy's like, he's looking at me and he goes, Aaron, he's not looking well, man. Even the way he's walking, like, you can see he's not well. He's playing, but something's wrong. And I feel like it's only a matter of time before, like, they already didn't have a preseason. He's already playing so many games, and we can see injuries. Like, the injuries are going to pile up this season, whether you like it or not. I don't care what team you support. And most of these injuries are going to be muscular. I talked about this with Terry the other day on our show. And what?
Sorry, keep going, mate. Sorry, I'll tell you afterwards. But it's a message that's got DT.
I talked about this on our show, and I said that to Terry as well. I said most of the injuries that players are going to get this season are going to be muscular, and if they don't get enough rest, it's just going to be peak, man. So I feel sorry for Mount, man. I feel sorry because he's probably thinking, He's probably saying to Lampard and going, listen, Gaffer, I need a rest. And he's probably going, nah, I've got faith in you. Like, do you know what I mean? It's one of them where he's he's a bit stubborn as well.
I've got a question for you, Chelsea guys and girls. Do you think potentially in the long run, going out early with the schedule that this COVID season is going to bring us might be beneficial to your team in terms of fitness and health?
Yeah, I think as far as fitness, it's good for us because I didn't really care about the capital cup, whatever the hell it's called nowadays. But at the same times, it's like I'm more worried about the fact that we see the same issues with every match that we play. It's the same thing. It's the fact that he has his favorites and he just build a team around those favorites instead of actually like changing the team. Like today, he could have played with wingers, right? Because we had Havertz who could have played on the wing and then play Mount a little bit deeper and then play Odoi on the left, right? And just play with one striker. Because if you look at both of our strikers, they're just colliding into each other. They look like they didn't have an actual plan of what they're trying to do, and it's worrying for me. I'm not annoyed about the cup because I really don't care about that much. I'm more annoyed about the fact that I don't see the team improving of their cohesion. I see game after game. Yeah, they didn't have a preseason. That could be an excuse, right? But at the same time, if game after game you see the same mistakes, right? It's kind of frustrating. It's not about the cup itself. It's just frustrating to see. Because as much as I want Lampard to do well, as much as I love him, I'm not seeing progress with the team. I'm just seeing, are they getting better with their fitness? Are they getting to start playing better together? I don't know because I can't see it on the pitch.
All right, really quickly. I think we've spoken enough about Chelsea. Let's get a balanced perspective. Let's bring this Tottenham legend. Hello, and welcome to the terrace. Look at you smiling. You're happy, aren't you?
Hey,
happy,
anytime
even
we
though you
beat Chelsea, it's a good day.
Get out of here, man. How did you find the match today, especially your first half? Talk to me about your first half.
Disaster, to be honest. I thought it was almost like a going into a game with a suicide vest on, where you're playing with no focal point. And I've always thought, I mean, the excitement over the last couple of weeks, obviously with Bale coming in, everyone's thinking of how the front three is going to look. But it's like once Bale and Kane, or Son and Kane, sorry, got out of that team, we looked so toothless. And it looked that in the first half. We lacked creativity. The defense looked shaky. Chelsea looked in control. Like they played a full strength side, and you looked at the two lineups, so you could kind of see why they were kind of dominating the game.
What?
But then,
you said we played a full strength side?
I thought so.
It was stronger than Tottenham.
You are bugging, bro.
Please, I hope you're not including the imaginary Ziyech who still hasn't played for you.
He is bugging. Now you're bugging.
We haven't seen this season. Like it's pretty much been the same team and regulars that you've been playing most of the season, except for the keeper maybe or so. But anyway, I thought you lot had control of the first half. I don't know how second half we came out, because we came out with the same 11, but the momentum had just changed. The energy, like the effort, the pressing from the front, like it was everywhere, to be honest, not just from the front. And listen, I said you got to give Jose credit for that, to come out with the same 11 players, but for them to have a different mentality and mindset completely. Yeah. Like people are so quick to kind of throw Jose under the bus. And I saw it first half when we were going out, and it was like, oh, what's Jose doing playing with no striker? It's like, nah, let's relax. Let's see the game out. And you saw in the end, like Chelsea absolutely crumbled, I thought.
To be fair, that's what Jose is good at. Those games where he can counterattack, where he can motivate his team, you know, to go out there and just give it their all. That's what Jose is good at.
I've already
said
that's
where Lampard is not good at.
I've already said that I feel like Mourinho is going to win this competition. This is like his favorite competition to win.
I don't know. I'd love to win any cup.
I can't be on here quick. I can't be on here for long, so I'm just going to go really quickly.
Go.
The team was an okay performance. Again, we weren't actually bad defensively. It's just again another stupid mistake from a backup player who probably won't be playing anyway. So I'm not too bothered about it. The performance was all right. Mason Mount, I feel bad for. Like everybody knows how critical I am of Mount, but like it's almost getting to the stage where it's like even you can see it in himself that he knows he's getting played a bit too much. And like his performances are dropping. And at this age, it's almost like you're pushing him to do too much, and then it could affect him in the future. And I don't want to see that from him. But yeah, I'm happy Timo got off the mark. That was good for him because that gives him a bit of confidence.
That was a good goal
too. Hopefully this weekend we actually see our full strength side. And and also Mendy had a decent debut. Like he flats at one corner. It was Terry. Was it improvement on Kepa?
Do you know what I thought when I watched? Yeah, you're right. When I watched it, I thought it was average. But it's like the shot that. By the way, everyone told me to say his name was Regulon.
Regulon. Sergio Regulon.
plastic, and I was saying it right, and everyone's telling me I'm wrong, and I'm like, I got it right. I'm talking about myself here. I can be self-deprecating. That's allowed world we live in now. And that shot he hit, it was a basic save to palm it over the bar. Kepa's letting that in. That's the thing. Like Kepa would have let that go through his hands, would have done some madness. But yeah, no, he definitely an improvement.
What about the save with his leg?
Yeah, decent. I wouldn't say that.
That's what I'm saying. He had a decent save.
Kepa would let
Like
in.
people criticize him about the penalties. I mean, Loris didn't save a penalty either, so it's not like.
Didn't he get a fingertip on the last one, no?
I think he hit the post.
No, I think Mason was just missed it. I think he missed it.
So it's a thing where you can't genuinely judge a keeper on penalties unless maybe if it goes through his hand or something.
I thought for a debut as well.
For Kepa.
Those penalties are kind of lucky, you know. It's like based on the player. You know.
Can't come on this evening because he's been dentist today. But he said, can you ask the Chelsea fans why their new goalkeeper conceded 6 goals on his debut?
Oh, get out of here, man! Get out of here!
What about his goalkeeper?
Shut up, man!
Shut up!
Ask him
we're gonna pretend Leno didn't have a disaster class yesterday.
Yeah, ask him what he rated his goalkeeper last night.
Probably a 10 because he's an Arsenal fan.
I've got to shoot, but it was good.
Have fun, David. Yo, Fuad, where are you sitting right now with Jose? And where you can take you?
Before you ask that, I'm gonna come to that real quick. Yeah, before you ask that, I've got a special guest with me. I'm finally not gonna be the only female alongside how many man? She's a Tottenham fan. She's quite feisty too. We've got some Balos TV in the building.
Hey. What's going on?
Balos TV. Hello, Mel. Hello. How you feeling? I gave you a bit of stick before the match, but you came out on top, innit? How you feeling?
Are you all right, Aaron?
You're waiting for my video and I'm here.
Come through. How you feeling, girl? Oh God, is the Wi-Fi gone?
Yo,
Mel.
KJ, tell your mum to sort out her Wi-Fi, man.
The Wi-Fi's gone. Try re-entering. Try re-entering again. Yeah, the Wi-Fi's gone.
Okay.
Cool. We'll get her back in.
Terry,
that's
what I was reacting to, Terry.
I know that's what you're
right, Aaron.
Twitter account is one to follow, man.
Right.
Wrong, bro.
My guy Zayn.
What?
Thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate that.
David, do you have a B-Tech Roy Hodgson and can't be a C-Tech West Ham almost as bad as United? Anyway, thanks for the super chat, innit?
You're insane, bro.
He's not insane. He is the best fan in the world. He's not insane. I told you, the picture of my children is coming down when you send me that photo, Zayn. You're going up. My kids can do one. My kids cost me money. Like you're better than my kids. Love you, bro.
I'm so done. Terry, don't do that. Don't do that. Anyway. Back to what KJ was saying. Go on, KJ. Finish your point now.
No, yeah, I was just asking Fred where he stands and what he sees with Jose as a Spurs fan. Because I've got my reservations, so.
Of course, as a United fan, I'd expect you to. But as a Spurs fan, like considering how we got rid of Poch, I thought we kind of punched up to kind of get Jose. I thought he was taking a step down in kind of coming to us. So I've always liked Jose from what he's done previously at previous clubs, from the mentality he drills in, from even when the players he's fallen out with. I've always been on his side more times because I've always felt like the players haven't risen up mentally to his challenge. Like he's been a proven champion everywhere he's gone time and time again. That's not by accident. And it's been different teams like Porto he's built up. Inter Milan, everybody thinks was a talented team, yeah, but didn't have much history in winning. He went there, got the treble. Like Madrid, he kind of set the template for Ancelotti's La Decima. People sleep on that. Like Chelsea came back, got them back there. It was like everywhere he's gone. So for me, I think at United, obviously things went south and his kind of legacy was in stain. I think at Spurs here, since he's come in, I think points-wise, what is he, top 4, I think? Qualified for Europa. When he took over, we were 14th. I think way off any European position. So the fact that he got that, and considering I think just before lockdown, we had like an awful run of form. He somehow during lockdown, I think we only lost 1 game to Sheffield. I think where we dropped points, and then Bournemouth, I think it was as well. But he's been good so far. And then the signings we've seen this summer, he's actually had some quality given to him now as well. So it steps in the right direction. I think he's a quality manager if given time. Like this year, I think he'll obviously be more judged on because now he's had a full preseason, he's had a full year. But for me, I've always been Jose in. I've always seen the quality manager that he is. And I think given time, given the right tools, because at previous club, he's got players of this quality up here. At Spurs, he hasn't had that. We're now trying to get players of that level back up there. We're trying to get to them levels. And bringing Jose is one step. Bringing Bale back's another step. My guy Reguilon and Dom. These are the kind of players that we need to get to those levels. And for me, I think this season, top 4, if we get it, it will be because I think a lot of the other teams are kind of falling behind. But a cup run is what I want to see main thing this year. I think Jose's a cup specialist. Bale, his fitness will only mean he's probably going to be available for the cup. So that's all I'm hoping for this year. A good cup run, and we'll see where it goes.
Listen. Mourinho's a beautiful coach. He's my favorite coach.
He's the best coach of all time, man.
Yeah, because at the same time, a lot of us, hold on. A lot of us Chelsea fans, before Mourinho, we didn't know what success was. Do you know what I mean? We don't know what it was. I didn't know what it was like, even beating Arsenal. Okay, up until the quarterfinal 2003. Or was it 2004? I can't remember. I didn't know what winning was like. Do you know what I mean? When Mourinho came in, he brought in that winning mentality. He took us to a world-class team in it. So when Chelsea fans try to disrespect him, I can't jump on that. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense to me, innit? So he's a great manager. I will never disrespect him, and he showed it today, innit?
Yo, Kai, he can fight for second best ever. He can fight for second best ever. That's what
that's fair enough.
Yeah, get out of here. Get out of here.
I think want to die with Fergie, man.
The thing with Jose is underrated how well he builds team, you know. Like he came to Chelsea after not winning the league since 2010. And he just built a team that just wasn't won it so easy in 2014-15. Yeah. So basically, when Conte won the league, he won it with basically a Jose squad.
I get that. What I'd say about Jose, I'll stand by it. I've had no issue. Everyone's been talking about fossil football, his tactics of past, that you can't win playing Jose style. That is the nonsense. It's whether he stays happy. A happy Jose is a dangerous Jose Mourinho for everybody else. It's when he becomes angry or he gets upset, he's like a little man syndrome. Does that make sense? Not that he's got little man syndrome, but when he gets angry, he becomes toxic, and then the dressing room implodes. As long as
he spends
happy, and I think they have kept him happy. I think all the signings you're going to get and have already got are what he wants. When Jose's happy, you can win things. That's a
100%.
guilty.
And I think that's where things fell apart at United was that summer when he was asking the board for a centre back, and they signed Maguire a year later. That's when Jose really started to throw his toys out the pram that season. I felt like everything started to go downwards. He had the fallout with Pogba. Martial wasn't in the side anymore. Rashford all of a sudden was on the bench. And it was like, oh, you're hurting all our darlings. And then you're also not playing good football. You're not getting the signings you want. And it's like, what do we want you for? So United fans almost turned on him, I felt like. But really and truly, I feel like if Jose is always given the right tools, this man will succeed in one way or another. And in my position, Spurs have been so starved of success. We're not in a position to be plucky and picky with our managers. Like, if we get rid of Jose, I don't know who comes in after, in all honesty. Like, everyone dreams of Nagelsmann at RB Leipzig. But listen, I know Eddie Howe's available and free, and I know Levy loves a cheap deal. So, boy, I wouldn't put it past him.
True.
Really quickly, Mel, so you've heard all the positive comments about Jose Mourinho. Are you more or less on the same page with him? Are you Mourinho in, Mourinho out? What's your thoughts with Jose Mourinho at the moment?
In all honesty, I've always been Jose in. You know, I've always ran with this thing that Jose's won a trophy at every club he's been at since Porto in 2004.
Yeah.
So he can't bring that here. And you know, I've always said that one thing, that key ingredient we've been missing is that winning mentality. And for Jose to bring that to the club, and now Bale, I've got a good feeling. Very good. Unless the Tottenham curse of, you know, no trophy overrides that.
Oh, no, it will override it. Don't worry about it.
Listen, but like Fuad and KJ and Monster said, everywhere he goes, he wins something. So I don't think any curse is strong enough for that.
Do you know what
I think they'll... Sorry, go on.
But all I see is he won a Europa League and a League Cup at United. For their caliber, that might not be much. But for us, a club that hasn't won League Cup in 2008, do you know what I mean? That's facts.
If you want, sorry.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, if you won those 2 trophies in one season for Tottenham, and I mean this with no disrespect, that's a parade.
Yeah.
100%.
My dad said this season, I will take.
And it'd take that.
I will take finishing 8th, 9th, 10th if you told me I've got a League Cup and a Europa League, because you know what that tells me? 2 bits of silverware, and I got Champions League football next season.
1 bit of silver.
Thank you.
You know what? Yeah, for all my Jose slander that I have, yeah, I will agree with.
Which you have a lot of, KJ.
Yeah, I know I have a lot. He's always here for it. You know what I'm saying? But I will admit that Fuad was right in terms of the United board did not back Jose like properly that summer, and that led to doing what he did. Do I think that Jose could have reacted better to not getting what he wants? Yes, but the board is a lot at fault for how Jose went out at United. So I will admit that.
Yeah, not a lot of people give Jose the respect for winning the Champions League with that Inter Milan team, innit? No manager is taking that Inter Milan team to win the Champions League. That's a fact. No manager.
Do you know what the maddest thing is? Do you remember in so many Pro Evolutions, yeah, that team was overinflated. They had the talent and the squad there to win everything for years, but they couldn't. Right up until Jose came and he gave them the mentality, because that's the one pattern that I see at every club. It's not, oh, he needs a style of play or whatever. People say the negative approach, but no, he's win by any means necessary. And that comes from mentality for me. And we saw that today, prime example. First half to second half, same team came out, but 2 complete different mindsets. And the way they would drill that second half, I need to see more of that. Considering last game as well, I think we arguably had our best performance, I think, under Jose. And it completely got fast kind of last minute. So it's good to see actually some good performances for once under Jose. Do you know what I just hope it carries on.
You know, but it's not happening in the league, though. Remember, it's not.
You know what it is
win
with
by
Jose?
any means necessary.
Man. Forget him
by any means.
Really quickly, let me introduce Maya quickly. Maya, welcome to the Football Terrace. Another one of my girls. Guys in the comments, calm down. We know they're paintings. Calm down.
This is not an auction or a raffle, so chill out.
Yeah, bro. And I ain't got no lotion under the table. Whoever they keep saying that, man.
They keep saying that, man. Them got lotion, bro.
Listen, I'm very happy that you guys are happy to see a lot more females on the show. Hopefully, Terry Koff can incorporate this a lot more on the show. Women power, we all know our shit. I love these 2 girls. They honestly know their shit. So if you guys are in the comments chatting shit about them knowing their shit, I will block you. Thank you very much. But Maya, welcome to the show. We're actually just touching on Jose Mourinho at the moment. And I remember one of my first conversations with you. You weren't really too much of a Mourinho fan. But after today's performance and after the way, we saw him switch it around in second half, do you think you're more on his side at this point? And do you think this can be possibly an opening for you to win a trophy this season?
I think it's difficult. I think with Mourinho, as a Tottenham fan, we can't have our cake and eat it. I'm not a fan of watching defensive, counter-attacking, this sit-back football that Jose Mourinho, it's not fun to watch, that he has us playing. But what he did tonight, we won the game. It was incredible to see, and I'd rather take that and a win than possibly. I'm so sick now of not having any success with Tottenham that I think I'm willing to compromise on this defensive football to get as far in competitions I am. And at the beginning, it was horrible to think that we were going from playing incredible football with Poch, so creative, to what we play now. But I think I've resigned to the idea of defensive football might win us a trophy, and that's what it is.
That's how he sucks you in. Don't let it happen.
But the thing is, I don't even think it's defensive football. Like, you look at our squad, and I don't think we've kind of been in a position to play attacking football. I think the fullbacks we had over the last year or two, Aurier and Davis, that width that they give us from fullback, that's no end product. So when your fullbacks get forward to join the attack, it's like you're just extra men and extra bodies. And then you look at our midfield. I think since Eriksen, it's lacked massive creativity, and even in his last year, like his performances have dipped. So I think it was a kind of a thing where he'd been forced into playing defensive football because we looked so leaky. I think everybody forgets kind of the last couple of games under Poch were really bad. We couldn't score. I think we had 2 points out of 13 games. It was really bad. We couldn't score. We couldn't attack. And everybody kind of always looks back with rose-tinted glasses, like Chelsea fans do with lamps. But you've got to take reality. Like, things weren't going pretty under Poch, and that's mainly because the board weren't backing him. But now they've got a manager with a high name, high win success rate, and who wins by any means necessary. And I think if they don't back him now, the sword lays on the board at the end of the day now. I wouldn't even say on Jose. It falls on the board to back Jose, because they've made the change of changing the pretty football. Everybody loved Poch. He took us as far as he did, and you've brought in this guy. All right, now make him succeed.
Okay, sorry guys, I'm back. I didn't hear a word that just happened. Nice to see you, friendly face. What was we talking about, Terry?
They were talking about Jose winning and along those lines. I wanted to ask Spurs lot. Whoever wants to jump in first can do it. You play again Thursday, and then you play United Sunday. Are you concerned about, by the time you get to that game Sunday, there could be huge fatigue, jet lag, and everything else, or is this something you don't even want to think about that? You don't want to put that sort of seed of doubt into the players' minds.
I think that he played it just right. Like, we've got the Europa League game is at home on Thursday. He didn't play Kane. He played our second team. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know Kane came on for half an hour or whatever, but I think he did it just right. The only one that is going to be struggling, which you could tell by the way Dyer ran off the pitch, but he played 90 minutes on Sunday, 48 hours, he plays 90 minutes today. And the memes going around about Dyer. Oh my God, so funny. But no, I think he done it just right, and I think we're going to be fine.
If I don't see Ali start on Thursday, though, I'm going to have some serious questions about what's going on there, though.
He's gone. He's
Wait,
gone.
can I just ask how many?
No more.
Can I just ask how many legs do you have in the Europa League against Maccabi?
One.
I think it's one leg.
It's the last one. Yeah, it's the last one. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
But
Mel, why do you think Ali's so important for Thursday's match? Why?
Please, I want to hear this.
Why?
It's important. I just want to.
Oh, you just want to know what's going to happen. Do you think he's going out on loan?
If the fact that he wasn't in the squad today.
He's going. I think he's going, man. I think he's gone. Like,
you know what, guys?
To be on loan. Yeah, sorry.
I think.
I don't even know.
You know what, guys? You know, with Ali, I've said since the first. Sorry, I didn't.
Okay, Mel, you cut out. What did you say?
I said, I don't know about loan though. He's 24 years old. You know, you can't just be relying on nutmegs and flicks for 90 minutes.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Hey, what did I call him on the stream the other day? I called him Dele Alli, innit? That's his name. Dele Alli, not Dele Alli.
Oh.
Like, man, he's great in the box. And by the way, Dele Alli I said this in the chat earlier. He was my favorite Spurs player. He probably still is, like, as in relatable, young mixed race guy. Like scoring in like the important games. He loves a goal against Chelsea. He loved a goal against Arsenal. Scored some great goals. Young, United, exactly. But he just hasn't progressed at all. He has not, like. In fact, he's got worse. At least before, like, people hadn't sussed him out. Now everyone knows how he plays. He can only play in a second striker role that we used to play with the 3-4-3. With Poch in 16-17, we didn't even play it near the end under Poch. Like, no, he can't play in a 4-3-3. He can't play in a 4-2-3-1. Like, he's just kind of useless now.
I think it's the same thing with every Spurs fan almost, from the ones who've loved him to the ones who've always hated him. It's just the lack of evolution we've seen from him. I think from positionally, and I think even his game. Like, if Dele Alli essentially is not scoring goals for you, I don't know what he contributes on the pitch. Like, his dribbling's not great. His passing's not
Lampard.
great. Well, I don't know. You're being harsh there. But no, I think Dele Alli literally. What you said there is perfect. That the fact that if there's no second striker role for him there, and I think that's the most important thing we need to realize is we're not going to play that role for him or create that for him again. We're better off selling him this summer while he has value, than having another year of inconsistency, injuries, and his future being uncertain, and his value only goes down, and then we end up only having selling for 10 or 15 million. Like, right now, I think we can still hoodwink someone into believing that he could be a top talent. I think Ali's probably hit his ceiling. In all honesty, I think that's where we're at now.
With Dele Alli, I knew he was gone from the moment Jose walked in and he said, you're lazy in training. That I knew exactly from that moment on.
Do you know what though? That's rubbish. That's rubbish. He's made the most sprints out of any Spurs player since 2015.
It's not that. That might be true. That might be true.
It's not that.
Mourinho came in and said that. I knew already it's going to.
And you know what you guys were talking about earlier about why does Mount play? Why does Ollie pick Rashford so much? I think what we've got to start to take into consideration is when you watch shows like All or Nothing, you have to look at what managers say about players. Now, if you're a manager and you've got a player that trains hard and he listens to what he's being told to do in terms of your system, they will get picked sometimes over slightly more talented players who are ignoring things or that are lazy, because you have to set the precedent right. You have to set the precedent to your players that if you don't follow instructions, you don't play no matter who you are. If Dele Alli just gets picked, no matter how hard he works, how hard he trains, whether he follows instructions, you lose the dressing room. That's another way of losing the dressing room. So I think, and there's also the bit that came out in All or Nothing where he's moaning about the long ball football. You start slagging off Jose's, when you're Dele Alli, with all due respect, and you've won the Audi Cup, and you're telling a winning manager,
how you got to do that?
You're Terry. Right, Dele Alli gave the big one to Ashley Young. Ashley Young may not be as talented as him, but Ashley Young has won things. It's like, who you giving it the big one to? Like when we all loved Lampard last year for turning around to Klopp and saying, don't give it a bigger, mate. It's one title. It's the same thing with Ali. I think Ali's got a little bit full of himself. And ever since his night in a hotel got exposed on the internet, he's never been the same.
Stop it, Terry. That's fake.
It's not just that. With Jose Mourinho, right? Every player has got a disciplined role. So everybody has to keep their position and keep their role. That's not Dele Alli's game. Dele Alli's game is to roam.
I can't believe that Ndombele has like outworked Dele Alli though. Because look, he's picking Ndombele.
Why did you highlight that?
Do you know what? I thought Ndombele was gonna leave. You know, to me,
he's his man now.
So the fact that he's even playing now,
he was in exile. And he's come back, and now he's playing 90 minutes. And I'm seeing Jose give him.
I tell you what, though. Dembele is a serious baller. Anyone that can see this, this guy.
You see, all agree there. We agree on that one.
He is.
One at a time.
There's a few footballers in the world that I can watch and really go, fam. I enjoy watching this guy. You know.
Ndombele is one of them.
Cold. And that cold attitude, you'll find Jose reveal it or he will reveal it, that they had a heart-to-heart, and from when they've done that, he's now listening to Jose. It will just be, are you doing... It's like anyone. If you go to work and don't do what your boss tells you to do and you do the opposite, your boss is going to have a problem with you. I don't understand why people find it, there must be some weird or maybe some bigoted reason why you don't like him. No, Ndombele is just not listening to his boss. If you don't listen to your boss, what do you think is going to happen to you? I don't really think it's rocket science. You know what I mean? It's just a simple thing.
But it's worked with him, man.
But the thing is as well, I think Ndombele can be given a bit of leeway and time as well, because you can see that talent and ability. With Dele Alli, we don't see that. I'm sorry, your cute flicks and nutmegs ain't going to do it no more. You're not 18. You're a big man now. You should be the star. Like, England should not be having midfield creative issues if you've been that guy who's been tearing it up. But the fact that they're now still looking at Maddison, Grealish, which one is it? Nah, Ali should have been made that spot his own, but he hasn't, and it's all his own fault.
But this is the thing about the Tottenham squad, that we've got some serious ballers, and as a neutral, obviously, like, I don't really care about you, man, because I don't support you. But as a neutral, I'm like, I want to just see them ball out. If I'm not going to support you, at least entertain it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Look. Has no one been watching us for the past 3 games? We have been playing proper football, as in the last game against Newcastle and Southampton. I'm talking about, I haven't seen us play that good football since peak Poch. The end of Poch was not that good. Like, we were creating chances for fun. He is like, Jose is. I'm starting to think that he's gonna do something this season. And
you know what? Yeah, even Chelsea fans can remember. Not every game was negative and boring 1-0s. You hammered teams 4-0s and 5-0s as well. Like, even
Man U did
and
that
that's
for
the
a
thing
bit.
is, when you're playing to a method and when you're playing to, and you've all bought into what the manager's doing, you will work those extra yards and you will get rewarded for that. And that's what I feel like is happening at Spurs now. Every player is now buying into it. Where before maybe you still had somewhere 1 foot in, 1 foot out. now they're seeing that no, the board are backing him. We might as well kind of go all in and see where this season takes us.
If he brings back what I call the daddy mentality, because remember after Chelsea squad we call him daddy
mentality.
If they get to that point, do you know what I mean? If they get to that stage, everyone better watch out. Happy Jose is a dangerous man, 100%.
And you're talking about the siege mentality, yeah? He has the perfect thing. You know that result against Newcastle, that handball?
Yeah. Oh.
He has that thing to drill into the players now. They don't want us to win. Everyone's against us, blah, blah, blah.
And they're going to come hard.
They are. They're
going to come hard.
I just didn't expect it. Everyone knows that I didn't want Jose to be our manager, but
we got United soon as well. Oh.
Yeah, didn't worry.
Why are you rubbing your hands?
Do you know what? No.
I'm feeling good right now.
Apparently, Son might actually be fit.
Terry, Aaron, KJ, please calm down. Calm down. I'm gonna go. No. I'm not doing this tonight. Yeah. This was meant to be that Chelsea show.
Friday night, I'll reach out. That's where we're scheduling the preview for Friday night. So that's where we'll do that one.
Can I just quickly say something really quickly, right? We rarely see Tottenham fans on this platform. And I just want to give a big shout out to all the Tottenham fans here right now, because literally, finding Tottenham fans is hard, you know.
Especially the female ones.
We're out here.
Yeah, Josh, you'll be too happy about this, you know. Stop clapping.
My number did it. Do you know what I mean? I'm always on my own.
Listen, Josh, you should get a Spurs show on the Terry, and get these lovely people on board, and do you know what I'm saying?
Good idea.
Nah, I'm playing. Terry's looking at me like you better shut your mouth.
Terry wouldn't have it while Jose Mourinho is manager. He wouldn't have it while Jose Mourinho is manager. He loved Spurs before Jose came. He did.
That's all good. It's all good. We'll work something out. We do need to add a Spurs show. There's the Liverpool one. We'll get started soon. I reached out to Callum, but yeah, cool. We'll chat.
Sorry, I just want to plug my girls in it. Like I'm just saying, they belong to be on a show. I'm just trying to put them on. But no, honestly, I'm gonna kick the Spurs fans out now, because I've had enough of you guys, and you guys are my rivals, and this is meant to be that Chelsea show. So I'm going to revert it back to Chelsea, and I'm going to let you guys go. But guys in the comments, and guys that are watching, over 3,500 of you watching, make sure you hit that like button and watch out for Friday when they come back with a preview on Man United versus Spurs. It's going to be something special. And just really quickly, Fu, do you want to plug yourself really quickly?
Yeah, Stoppage Time TV, 360 TV, and at Fuad Kadani on all platforms.
Sweet. And Mel, do you want Mel Meyer, the guys are going crazy for you. And then let me tell you now, Mel has her own YouTube channel, guys. So you can watch her 24/7 if you want to. Mel, do you want to quickly plug yourself as well?
Yeah, my YouTube is Ceballos TV, and my Twitter is Ceballos, but the L's are like eyes, capitalized.
It's the weirdest at ever, but if I will at her, so go on my page, I will at her right now so you guys can go find her. Maya, do you want to plug yourself also?
Make that clear.
Yeah, same across all. I'm most active on Twitter, and it's just at Maya Graham.
Sweet. And Josh, no, you don't really need to plug yourself, do you? You're here all the time.
Right there. Yeah. At Josh.
Get out of here, man. I hate you Spurs people, man. Anyway, thank you guys for coming on. Really appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, man. 35,000 viewers so far tonight, people. 35,000.
35?
That's crazy.
Is this now the Chelsea show?
Listen, I'm telling you now, it's the Chelsea show. So if you got something negative to say,
I've actually got a question for you though. Are you worried about Frank and how he's been setting up? Because for me, it seems like he's had every manager has time to set up a side, right? A couple of days at least. It seems like he's been setting the sides up wrong, but making okay substitutions. Does it worry you how he's attacked games from the start?
Monster, do you wanna go through it on this one?
Yeah, it does worry me, man. If I say it doesn't worry me, I'd be lying, bruv. Like you've heard me a number of times complain about a lineup, whether it's using Marcus Alonso or not using Tomori, not using Callum Hudson-Odoi, Or, you know, even the other day when against West Brom, he just left out Zuma. There was no injuries. It wasn't like Zuma tested positive for coronavirus. He just literally left him out.
He's been your best player for me, Zuma. I like him.
Has.
Yeah, he's been all right still.
But
he's been
it's not even it's not even the players. It's like Alonso's a wing back, not a left back. Like that's what worries me, is that he's got a whole coaching team, obviously, and he's setting up for these games. Just wrong. You look at it and you just think, wow, like, can he adjust? Do you know what I mean? If you've got key players out, is he good enough to get you through games, is what I'm asking you.
The thing is, last season, he was kind of good enough. For him to get us fourth means he was good enough, innit? But it's just, some of these selections, I'm just like, wow, you really went with this player. Like, you really went with him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Or you really played this player in this position. And it's like, what are you thinking? Like, I don't know, innit? I don't know.
I know, Daniel. Welcome to the show, Daniel. I know you've had a couple questions to give to Frank Lampard, and you basically wanted some time to come on here and just pretty much vent. So what you got to say about Lampard?
First of all, I hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's all right. Boy, Lampard, man. The lights are on him. I can't lie to you, shining brightly on him. And I think he's busting a sweat right now because I'm getting tired. I saw the boys that I chat to you on a weekly on my podcast. For 3 weeks straight, I've complained about the lineup. I've said I've had lineup issues. Against Brighton, the 4-2-2-2, just managed to win that one, but the performance was bad. Against Liverpool, Kai Havertz starting up front. You got a new guy coming from Germany. He's a young guy. He's playing up front against the best team in the league right now. Another mistake. You look at even today's game, I think Mount's the only player in the squad to have played 90 minutes in every single game. I'm not one of the Mount haters, but the guy needs a break. Like, he's not Hazard. He needs a break. He's actually not Hazard. So give him a break. And that's one of the reasons why, again, today in the second half, we looked terrible. We looked so poor. We couldn't command ourselves because our players looked tired. They looked shattered. And it just doesn't make sense. I mean, you can go to Emerson and talk about how he was ball watching again. But my thing is you're expecting donuts and expecting sweets from guys who have given us absolute poo for how long? Alonso, Emerson, things that we already know. This is what I'm trying to say. Things that we already know from these guys. Like taking off Kovacic, someone with legs, and leaving on Jorginho, who I thought was tiring towards the end. Another mistake. Things like that it's not adding up. Even Werner looked tired as well. So it's just these selection problems are beginning to add up, and it's actually not making sense. We're rewarding mediocrity. If we look at the West Brom game, Christensen gets his red card and immediately comes back into the team. Obviously, you've spoken about how Zuma was just left out of the team. I mean, I've heard a couple stuff about it. No one really knows the real truth about it. I've heard he was ill. He came in ill in the morning, and Tomori was a last-minute replacement into the squad. But hey, nothing's been said. But my problem with Lampard right now is that his selections are letting him down. And boy, I'm Monster. You talk about praying for our rivals. I'm just beginning to pray for Lampard right now. Because imagine when you got Pochettino in the wings, when I know he can do a quality job with the players we have right now. I'm not a Lampard loyalist. He's not done anything for me. I'm a Chelsea fan, and that's where it stops first. And boy, I'm asking serious questions right now.
So wait. From this, all I'm getting is pure negativity from Lampard. Are you Lampard out already?
I'm not Lampard out. I'm trying. Let me get that clear in it. I'm not Lampard out. He deserves time to get it right. However, the problem is if we're expecting our rivals to have another poor season like last season, because you can argue when we went through our bad patch, we should have dropped out of the top 4 ages ago. Do you get what I'm saying? But this season, we can't expect teams to do us a favor. Do you get what I'm saying? First 3 games, win, loss, and draw. It's not good enough for me. It's not good enough at all. When there's 2 games, we should obviously the West Brom game, which we clearly should have won. So, boy, serious questions, man.
Serious questions. I missed the balance on this. I still say we hold on to Lampard. Like you said, like he's got a lot of learning to do, and how far we can take this learning, I don't know. But like you said, pray for Lampard. Kai, I'm gonna come to you as well. Like, how long are we giving Lampard to get his formation, his tactics, his changes, all of that right? How long are we giving him? How long can Chelsea fans physically wait till?
I always say a manager deserves 3 years.
What?
1 year to come in because it's not his team. Second year is because it is his team, and third year it's expected him to start challenging. With Lampard, if the end of the season, if I don't see anything improving with the team, then he's going to have to answer a lot of questions, but not from me, from Roman Abramovich himself, because man is not going to invest 250 million pounds and just expect him just to have smile on the fans' face. You know what I mean? He's going to expect something in return.
I agree.
Okay.
Also, I would have to say, Lampard with that defense, choose a back four and stick with it. Stop this change this week, change that week, change this. Choose a back four and stick with it. Good or bad, isn't it? Because if you keep changing and changing and changing, it's only going to make it worse, isn't it? And that's his problem.
But then again, it's like if Chelsea fans can't even pick like a solid back four to continuously start all season, how are we expecting Lampard to pick a solid back four as well? That doesn't really make sense.
We're not paid for it.
He's the manager.
He just brought in a defensive coach.
He gets paid to do that.
Has he not just brought in a new defensive coach?
Come on.
Yeah. No, but I'm not even gonna lie. We've looked better in phases defensively. Like corners now aren't necessarily a major issue. Obviously, West Brom scored from one, but we look better and more solid. Obviously, Mendy today definitely he looks strong today, and he looks like someone who can develop into like the permanent starter for a while now. But at the end of the day, what it comes down to is he gets paid to make these decisions, to make big decisions. That's where managers make their bread and butter. That's where they get paid. That's what they get paid for, to make big decisions. And today, not gonna lie, the defense for me, they actually look good. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And I won't be angry to not see Reece James the next game, just based off the fact that I liked how the defense today worked. Because chopping and changing it is not helping Chelsea as a whole, like every single player, including the experienced ones.
Do you know what though? I think you're capping. I genuinely think you're capping, because if we don't see Reece James play the next couple of games, a lot of Chelsea fans are gonna be livid. I think you're definitely capping there. But can you honestly tell me that you?
I would say,
I'm not saying drop Reece James, but what I'm saying is make a big decision that gets us angry, win the game, and then you can shut us up. The point of us criticizing Lampard is for us to be shut up.
I would say, if you're gonna, I would keep Reece James in there, but until Chilwell's ready, Aspi needs to play at that left back side. I'm sorry.
I was going to say that.
100%.
Why can't Mount be dropped and Reece James pushed forward? I don't understand that.
One at a time. Put forward where?
But in front of Aspilicueta. Instead, if you're going to play with wide players at all, why can't Reece James play that role?
Lampard will never drop Mason Mount. I've come to terms.
Do you understand my point? I
understand your point. Remember at the beginning of the season. Remember at the beginning of the season, I was saying Mount's not going to really play. He's going to be coming off the bench, that high impact substitute, that and that. As I'm looking at it right now, that boy can never sit on the bench.
But Monster, Terry said something which is interesting, where he was saying how if a player listens to the coach, and obviously if he listens and follows instructions well and he adapts to the system, he will always play. And it seems like Lampard sees that in Mount. However, my problem is I'm not even a Mount hater. I think he is a good player, but the guy can be dropped. There is times to take a step back. Like I keep saying, he's not pivotal to the team. Like, take a step back, let him take a break. Like today was the perfect
as well.
game.
That is a good point. He is. I think the other problem, in Frank's eyes, he is pivotal to the team. That's the point. He trusts him. There's a reason why he plays him instead of Hudson-Odoi on the wing, because he trusts him. That's all it is.
It's a bit like the Eric Dyer Tottenham situation. Eric Dyer continues to play when a lot of Tottenham fans are saying Eric Dyer shouldn't be playing, but in my opinion, it makes me question when all the players come back, our strongest team, Mount shouldn't really be in that team when we have everyone playing fit and firing. But signs are telling us that he's going to somehow shoehorn Mount into the team.
And that's what I was about to ask. You don't trust them to actually drop Mount when everyone's fit.
Exactly.
Who's been dropped there? If Mount's playing, you got your first 11?
Kovacic. What Frank will do is he'll play 2-8s.
He's playing 2-8s. For some reason, Frank Lampard thinks...
Wait. Really quickly, you guys remember when I told you on our first episode, I told you he's going to do 2-8s, and now all of a sudden, you guys understand why I said it.
We're going to do 8s, we're going to finish 8th. You know
for some reason, so much. Hold on. For some reason, I said it before. Lampard thinks Mount and Havertz is him and Ballack. He thinks that.
Yes,
That's what it is.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
You can tell.
Nah, you got a good point. I like that.
Though. He doesn't.
He does. That's what he thinks.
He's been a professional footballer, like an elite player. He knows the difference between the levels, man. No.
That's what he's trying. He's trying to emulate that. That's what he's trying to emulate. And that's probably what you're going to see. That's why he wants Declan Rice so bad. He's probably going to end
that's
up...
us. We're top 4 then.
He's probably going to end up dropping Kante for Rice and then playing 2 8s.
Whoa. Okay, I think you're taking it a bit...
Wait, hold on. If you guys... Let me ask you, if you guys really
where's Kante playing? That's my point.
That's what are you going to do?
They can play together.
I'll take him.
He stays with us.
No, you know what?
My dreams came
One at a time. Aaron, what are you saying?
If you man get Declan Rice and we get N'Golo Kante, bruv, I'll sing that song. You know when I sing N'Golo Kante, bruv, I'll sing that, bruv. I'm telling you. Nah, but honestly, it's a disrespect, man. If you get Declan Rice, you just drop Kante like you didn't just help.
His actual question:
you guys.
Would you guys ever cash in on Kante? Like right now?
No, I wouldn't.
I think
no way.
No.
Why would you?
Not any.
Why would you?
I don't think Frank's going to drop him.
I wouldn't be surprised if Frank Lampard does. I wouldn't be surprised.
Really?
If I do it? No way in hell.
Do you know what?
I would cash in on Kante in 2 years.
Not Declan Rice.
I think Kante will drop himself. He's just so injury prone nowadays.
I think in about a year or two, I would cash in on Kante.
I think Rice will be a backup. I don't think he will be a starter.
Frank Lampard is
what?
Lampard must be aware of the friendship between Mount and Declan Rice. So I think he's just trying to get the
The thing is, no one's answered my question. Why can't Kante and Rice play together? Why can't they play together?
They can.
So why are we talking about
Anita, what about Mount?
Anita, preferably.
I was saying that's not me. That's Lampard. What about Mount?
I was saying this on the watch along.
Yeah.
I was saying this on the watch along. For me personally, I'd go Kante and Rice as a pivot because the way Frank kind of wants to play, there's no width from our front three. It has to come from our fullbacks, and with them being pushed up, Kante sitting on his own gets exposed. So you need a DM sitting with him.
That would literally be like the time you played. It would basically be resurrecting Kante Matic because I think Rice and Matic are very, very similar players. It's worked. It does work.
Lampard is not. We keep as much as we want this or we want that.
Lampard's not dropping him out.
So who drops then? Havertz.
I couldn't tell you.
I can't say it's Havertz.
It's a problem.
Lampard is playing Mount no matter what. It's Mount or die.
And we're even talking about Kante, like, and our player of the season is definitely going to be dropped. Like, he's literally on the wayside now. Kovacic, who I think is probably one of the most underrated midfielders.
That's
madness. It's madness.
Hold on.
Where's he going to play?
Really quickly. I've been on cover watch this season so far, and so far he's been ass. Like he's actually been. Everyone needs to take off their 2019 glasses and come to the realization he's not that irreplaceable. He's not that irreplaceable.
But that's what you want.
That's not what I want.
No. What you want is you want your players to be replaceable in that you've got enough strength and depth in the squad. Why does it have to be a starting 11? Why are we talking about the players that actually?
But Indiana, you do want your strongest 11 in terms of the roles. Like there's certain roles where there's someone who does better at a certain role than other people, and that suits the system. I'm telling you now, if I ask everyone and put it to the community, whatever we want to talk it, rank Rice, Mount, and Kante with Kovacic in terms of who can transition the ball from defense to attack. Who's the best out of all of them?
Kovacic. Hands down.
Rice. From West Ham, he's their main outlet to get from the midfield.
That's why they almost got relegated.
Is he better than Kovacic?
One at a time.
No, I'll say this in terms of this whole thing of who would get dropped if Mason Mount is this irreplaceable thing that in Lampard's head. And I want to make a wild shout here, just a wild call, just to make me think about. No, not Havertz. Ziyech, bro.
Gets dropped.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Potentially. No. I mean, but this is what I mean. Like, He's an injury-prone player. We don't know how he's going to adapt to.
He's not injury-prone. It's one injury.
One injury.
No,
he's not injury-prone.
Kante is more injury-prone.
I swear he got injuries in Ajax as well.
No,
No?
Really?
Yeah,
Not really.
Okay, well, chill. Sorry, I got my information wrong. Relax.
Sorry, let him land. KJ, land.
Yeah, listen. What I'm saying is, he hasn't. If he fails to adapt to the Premier League as quick as you guys would like him to, I could see a world where he drops Ziyech for Mount.
Yeah, I agree.
KJ, it'll be Havertz being dropped.
That
will be. It won't be Ziyech.
No. There's no way Chelsea dropped 100 million in a player.
Let me pitch in here really quickly. One thing we know about Abramovich and the players that he signs, if they cost above a certain amount,
they got
playing them do or die. Look back to Shevchenko. Look back to Torres. You are playing them do or die. Havertz being benched for Mount, there's no way that Lampard can justify it.
But you'd think
Mount, he's gone.
You'd think Mount costs 100 million the way he's playing do or die as well.
Facts. You would think that. And do you know what? Lampard's probably gonna learn this the hard way. And people talking about Mount possibly benching Ziyech, impossible. Absolutely impossible. I've been saying it. Once Ziyech is back and Pulisic is back, I don't think Mount is going to see much game time. And what I think Frank Lampard is doing right now, like I'm just looking at it from a broader perspective. What I think Frank Lampard is doing right now is trying to solidify Mason Mount's position in that England squad to just show that, before Ziyech and Pulisic comes back, Mason Mount, he's capable of doing this, and this. So when they do bench him, he doesn't get overlooked by Gareth Southgate. That's what I think is going on. He's getting benched the second Pulisic and Ziyech get back. Honestly, hold me to it. He's getting benched. Hold me to it.
Can I ask a question? What is Mount's best position? Because I've seen him play as a 10, as a pressing 10. I've seen him play as an 8. I've seen him play left wing, right wing. I've seen him play in a double pivot. What's his best position?
You're funny when you say that, Brad. He has played in literally every position.
But that's the thing. If he's best as a number 8, then why not play then a 4-3-3 regularly? The big thing with Mount is not the fact that Frank plays him all the time. I don't necessarily think that's a problem because I get why. It's the fact that he's playing today. He will play on the right. Next week he will play as a 10. The week after he'll play as an 8. The week after he'll play on the wing again. There's no consistency with a position.
No, Prime's right because I bought Mount on FM and played him as a in a 3 in the midfield, and we won the league with Salford. So Mount is a number 8. Playing in the 8. I've seen it already.
What season was it?
I don't know, but Mount was like 25 at this point. He was one of my best players. Mount for number 8, blood. Let's go.
No, but take a minute though to take in what Prime is saying, fam, and I think that highlights the bigger issue and my problem with Lampard: consistency and selection. Fam, Lampard has this problem of inconsistent selections, but consistently selecting bad players, the wrong players in the system, and that's the problem I have right now. That kind of tongue twister there, like you're not playing the right players week in, week out. And then when you do play players, you're playing the wrong players in certain positions that they shouldn't even play, Daniel, and then the wrong players full stop.
Sorry to interrupt you. Prime's making sense, yeah?
Oh, get out of here, man. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. A rare sighting of Prime making sense. That's
a rare sighting. No, this is just the first time you listened to what I had to say. That's why.
Here we go. So Chelsea fans only, just really quickly so I can close this off. What team are we wanting to see against Crystal Palace this weekend? And Monster, I'm going to start with you. Who should we see firstly in defense?
I want to see Thiago Silva and Zuma. And I want to see Chilwell start. And I want to see Reece James. If Chilwell's not starting, put Azpilicueta in there.
Okay. Period. I agree with you on that. Daniel?
Yeah, exactly the same back four. Reece James.
No. Don't say that because you were like, if you say with the same back four that you had today, you wouldn't mind. Don't say that.
I said I wouldn't mind, didn't I? I'm not going to complain. But what would I do if I was the manager? I'd go back to Thiago Silva, bring in Reece James, the guys who we expected to start originally, and see how that back four works with Chilwell, Mendy, and goal, obviously. So yeah, see how that goes.
Calm and Prime, same consensus here.
I would like to see Tomori. I'll be honest. And I don't think it's fair to drop Zuma because Thiago Silva has to play, but I would like to see Tomori. But in terms of an actual partnership and communication-wise, Zuma does make the most sense.
Yeah, that's what I think. And in midfield, are we seeing Kovacic again after his stinkers, consecutive stinkers?
He didn't have a stinker.
He's been having so many stinkers. Open your eyes.
Anita, he did have a stinker.
He had a stinker. He had a stinker against West Brom as well. Open your eyes.
No,
Alonso had a
stinker. I disagree. I disagree
yes,
with that.
Alonso had a stinker. No. I'm so sorry. Open your eyes, please.
I disagree. Anyone could have been taken. Anyone could have been taken off.
No.
Daniel, careful. He might kick you out. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not even going to kick you out because I know at the end of the season everyone's going to look at me and tell me I was right. Unless Kovacic patterns up, he's been ass.
No, Anita, I'm the first.
Anita, our whole team has been ass. So
yeah.
Kovacic has been the main person in that midfield being ass.
Where's Kai?
Because as soon as
I did say this today, I did say this to Kai today, didn't I, Monster? I said Kovacic has been pretty poor.
As soon as we take out Kovacic, we're going to see the problems we had last season, and that's all I'm going to say. And one of the problems we had last season when Kovacic came out of the team was the transition, how we get from back to front. And that was the problem. If there's no point in having the best attacking players in the world when you don't have ballers to get it to your attacking players. The same reason why Real Madrid have Modric and Cruz to get it to the Ronaldos of this world. The same reason why Barcelona have had Iniesta and Xavi. I'm not comparing Kovacic to these kind of guys, but however, he's the best.
The thing is, if you're looking at me in my eye and telling me these last couple of games, Kovacic has been fine, I can't take you seriously.
He's flatlined, but I don't think he's been like any worse than Alonso or Christensen.
You do mean that that means he's dead, you know? Man's flatline means that he's dead, so...
Katie, this is the Chelsea show. Hush your guns.
Thank you. No, Katie, you're speaking back. I see you, Indiana, nodding your head. I see you, Aaron, nodding your head. You seem to know more about Chelsea than Daniel does.
We'll revisit this, innit? We'll revisit this in a year.
We'll revisit this, and I do hope he proves me wrong. But everyone needs to take off their glasses because everyone's talking about Kovacic as if he's a pack of flour, fam. Like he's not that fragile, fam. Like let him go. He hasn't been that good. He's been subbed off so how many times by Lampard for a reason, for an actual reason. So Kovacic aside.
Can you really trust what Frank does?
Exactly. That's literally what I was going to say.
For the midfield,
you might as well pick names out of a hat.
But listen, for the midfield, every time he's taken Kovacic off, it has been the right decision. It has.
And he's brought on. Who's he brought on for Kovacic though in those games?
He brought on Kante today.
How about
and Kante was electric.
No, when he came on, that was for extra legs. You could have taken off Jorginho and Kante would have been the same.
Kovacic, I'm so sorry. Kovacic wasn't good this game.
Was Jorginho good this game?
Jorginho was better than Kovacic.
Oh, I disagree. I don't think
because you guys got to understand. Jorginho is always the first person Lampard looks to take off. Deep it. Kovacic was ass. I'm so sorry. Let me stop moving mad. People are gonna think I'm an angry black woman. Fam. Let me stop that.
You love using that word, you know.
Well, ass. I'm sorry. But let me carry on. Who you taking in midfield? Kovacic in. Who you taking in midfield? Daniel.
Sam. Do I even know our best midfield?
Kante,
Kante, obviously, yeah. Kante.
Thank you, Monster.
No, Kante and the thing about Kante and Kovacic is I just don't like that pivot. It seems like they don't have they don't have a relationship. So I would say just based off the fact that we've seen it work, Kante and Jorginho.
Yes,
we've seen it work in it. So I just say that, but I wouldn't do that. But yeah, Kante and Jorginho in it.
You're looking funny under the light now, huh? Prime, who you taking?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Kante and Jorginho. I think Jorginho is the only guy who can actually dictate the tempo of our game. Whether you rake him or not, he does do that. And Kante will win the ball, so I think Kovacic might have to rest the bench on this one.
And Monster?
Kante and Kova, man. I can't have Kante and Jorginho because if they play together, that means Kante's got to push forward more. Jorginho's got to sit. I can't have Jorginho sitting. Like not against pacey players like Zaha and and
Eze,
Townsend. No,
do you know what? Thank you, Monster.
they'll
Do you know what?
murder us.
Kante and cover. Shall I tell you why Kante and cover? I'm changing my mind because what is Chelsea's biggest problem? Chelsea's biggest problem is when we lose the ball in the middle of the park, we cannot transition. Like we turn around like buses going into the bus garage. Like it's literally no purpose. Like, it's just bad. So boy, yeah, Kante and cover, man.
That's fair. And going up forward, just really quickly, just give me the names. Daniel.
Kai, Werner,
Abrahams.
No, yeah, Kai, Werner, Hudson-Odoi, and Tammy.
Really? You'll take okay. I ain't gonna fault that. Prime?
Oh, I was joking, but hey, okay. Yeah. Great minds think alike in that, you know what I'm saying?
Prime.
Werner, Tammy, Kai, Mount will play.
Oh yeah, Mount. Of course he's gonna play.
What about you, Monster?
Well, we know in the Premier League, Hudson-Odoi is probably not going to play. So I'm going to be realistic. It's probably going to be Werner, Kai, Mount, and probably Tammy. That's how it's going to be. If we're being realistic, I would prefer Hudson-Odoi to be in there, but we know who Lampard is, isn't it? But also, I want to know where is Pulisic and Ziyech. I've been seeing them training for weeks.
Fam, they've been posting bad pictures.
No, Frank said a week in it. So after the Palace game, then obviously international break. They'll probably be back after that.
Yeah, the international break's coming up.
Yeah. Why?
Fam.
Nobody wants that.
I like international football.
It benefits Chelsea big
I
time.
like international football. Maybe it's because my international team actually wins. But
You're
Where are you from, Prime?
Ireland.
Nigeria.
No, he loves his Nigeria team like they're good. It's okay.
Like they're good, but we win it. We can win an international trophy. You guys can't, but it is what it is.
KJ, where's KJ from?
It doesn't matter. Wait, hold on. Your team don't even have a football team, bro. You don't. Do you even have a football team?
KJ, where you from? Jamaica. We already know we just vibed, bro. We can perform in the Gold Cup.
You're allowing crap. You're allowing crap.
I ain't even. KJ, you bet the Gold Cup is the Carabao Cup of the international games.
No, even worse than that. It's the Super Cup. Even
it's
worse
the
than that.
Shield.
As far as you can go down, that's what the Gold Cup is. But we
at least you man can talk about your teams, and I'm not talking about my family.
Well,
you're better than Jamaica.
Where you from?
Congo.
Right.
You're all right. You're better than
Jamaica. We got Balassi.
You're better than. You're better than.
You got what's his name? Was it Mbemba? He used to play for
Newcastle. Yeah, we got quite.
Gavin's not impressed.
I'm happy.
We've got a player who used to play for Chelsea. What's his name? Kakuta, but he's.
Well, we've got Leon Bailey, and I'm happy, bro. You know what I'm saying?
The only guy I'm happy with is the guy that used to play for Villarreal.
No, KJ, all you have is Usain Bolt. Bailey's not that guy.
Bailey is good, man. Let us have this. Let us have this.
Bailey and no one else, fam. He's gonna be playing on his
You can have your dead Bailey if you want.
He's gonna be playing on his ones. But guys, over 2,000 views, still locked in. Thank you for locking in. We've got a last minute super chat. Gold Cup is a friendly tournament for you.
It is, and I know this, but it's for mine.
See the way Monster muted himself during this conversation. Monster.
Why? Where's he from?
He's muted himself.
My country don't their football team shit.
Where are you from?
I'm Cuban. They're more into boxing. They're not into football.
Fair.
It's just a team full of farmers.
Fair. But listen, we're going to end it there. Thank you guys for tuning in. Before you go, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. If you want to become a member, make sure you become a member. Hit us all up on our respective apps, on our respective platforms. And yeah, we'll see you again whenever the Chelsea show is back. I know this was a bit confusing, but we continue to move. Roman's army keeps marching forward. Let the haters hate. Pray for the rivals. Word to Monster. And good night, guys. Thank you.